Hi guys, my name is Steve B. I like to say the age of miracles is still with us, and our own recoveries prove that, and I'm definitely one. You know, I believe in miracles today. I believe that that God still does them, and I believe that I'm one. I believe I'm a miracle, and happy to be with you guys today. It's a beautiful day out here in the park. It is actually November 8th. And it's a beautiful day out here. It's fantastic. I can't believe how nice it is. 60, almost 60 degrees, and the weather is tremendous. I can't tell you how happy I am that it's staying nice. You know, I had a lot of, sometimes, when people hear, oh, we're going to be out here to the end of November. Well, you're going to be out here till the end of November. I don't care if I'm the only one. I'm still gonna do the videos with you guys. I'm still gonna be here, whether anybody shows up or not. That's up to them. If nobody comes, I always say that. This is my saying, my little saying that. I always say that. If nobody comes, there's still two people there. You ask, well, what do you mean two people? God and me. So I've never had less than two people at a meeting here. Um, Happy to be with you guys today. What do you guys got planned for this beautiful day? It's a Friday, TGIF. We made it. We made it to the end of the week. You know, uh, and it was a beautiful week. I mean, the weather was spring-like. It was just beautiful, almost summer-like. Crazy, but it's just talking to my son Brandon. His birthday is tomorrow, and I gotta give him a present. I'm gonna mail him something. But yeah, he's my middle guy. He's the guy that I've been meaning to go down south to visit. He moved down south a few years ago, and I really miss him. But I talk to him more than the other two. I talk to him every single day. He calls me or I call him. And I love that. I love that. You know, I like having that kind of relationship. It's fantastic. You know. Um, One thing you're gonna do today, don't forget, you're gonna stay sober. Today's a great day to stay sober. I'm gonna stay sober. I want you guys to stay sober too. You know, there's no reason to, you know, I always like to say that, if you don't have a problem drinking, you you don't need to worry about any of this stuff. You're not an alcoholic, but if you do have a problem drinking, you are an alcoholic. I'll say this to anybody that concedes that they're an alcoholic, that one is too many, a thousand's not enough. The only thing that works with alcoholism is none at all, total abstinence, and I'm good with that, total abstinence. You know, I hear people all the time say, "Well, I want to keep my old friends. I want to be around my old friends, and they all drink." Well, you know what? You're going to have a big problem if you want to hang around with your friends and you're an alcoholic and they all drink. I would say get new friends. I know that's tough talk, but it's the truth. It's the truth. I was when I first came into AA, I was kind of always like a loner, the type that would love to be by himself. And even in my drinking, in the end, in the beginning, I loved drinking with people. When I was a teenager and early 20s, I used to love the camaraderie, the drunken banter, the fun time, be going, especially going to like taverns, not some dumpy bar, but taverns where the atmosphere was nice, and people were dressed up somewhat. And that was the kind of place that I liked. I always dressed nice. I never wore rip stuff or dirty stuff or. But back then, even as a teenager, I liked wearing nice clothes, and there was something really fun about hanging out with people who were also drinking. I would say not necessarily all friends, but people that were also drinking. You know, I like that kind of company, and you know, if there was a part that I felt really good about, like in my drinking history, and I drank for 20 years. It was the fellowship, the camaraderie, you know. And now I see that it's all plastic, it's all fake. You're not in your right mind when you're drinking and getting drunk. And I always drank to get drunk. I used to wonder about people that drank a little bit, or not much. For me, it was like when I drank, I was gonna keep going, and if there wasn't enough to keep going, then I wouldn't even start, and I'd have a hissy fit inside. It's like I want more, and that's the alcoholism could be called, the disease of more. You never got enough. One's too many, thousands not enough. And I didn't know that in the beginning when I first came into recovery, but I know it now. And that pattern was there from the very first time booze touched my lips. It was like there ain't no off switch, man. Keep going. And that's kind of scary because I drank and drove thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands all the time. As a matter of fact, in the beginning, it was the thing that it's like I knew I could drink and drive because I thought in my stupid head that I was a better driver when I was drinking, and that's nonsense. I don't think anybody is. Nobody is. And if you get stopped, if the wrong guy stops you or whatever, you're gonna get a DUI and you're gonna have a world of crap awaiting you. You know, I only had one, but I honestly think that the way I drank, I should have had a lot more, a lot more. I was a bad alcoholic, and I had no idea, like what I was like when I was in a blackout. But I do know that it's somebody that is not me. It was another person. It was another you know idiot inside of me. You know, TGIF, guys. Today's Friday. The weekend's here. And if you work, I know you love the weekend. I used to love the weekends too on Friday. Every day is the same. Every day is Friday to me now. They're all the same. But I do like it because Lena, it's her last day of work and she has the weekend off. So it's kind of like, okay, now I think about what we could do together. And I don't know. It's a pretty good movie I want to see. I don't know if we're gonna see it tomorrow. Maybe tomorrow. You know, um, it's I don't know. Blue skies here, no clouds, no clouds, not one. It's just a picture, freaking perfect day. It's a beautiful day. And what is that saying? I used to love a saying, like it was in Latin or something like that. Carpe diem, whatever that means. Seize the day. So carpe diem, guys. Seize the day. It's right in front of you, and you got it. You got this day licked. You know. I'm gonna stay sober, and I want you to stay sober too. Don't drink. Don't use. Sobriety is the best. There's nothing better than being sober. You know, I wish I'd, sometimes I wish I can go back to, young age I was. I was a young teenager when I started drinking. Sometimes I wish I can go back and do it again without drinking, but I can't. All I could do is start where I am today and just make it a better future, because that's absolutely possible. I'm going to encourage you, stay sober for today. Don't worry about tomorrow. It's not here yet. But today you can do this. You got it. You got it. I'm here to tell you that, because if I could do it, you could do it too. And it's altogether possible. You know, the scary thing was when I first started drinking, I drank alcoholically from the very first time I ever touched the stuff. And right up to the very last time that I ever touched the stuff. And it was never in between. You thinking, well, in between, did you drink light? Were you able to handle it? No. And if you're an alcoholic, I'm telling you right now, you can't handle it. And that's not a bad thing. That's just like, that's your genetics, or whatever. I don't know where it starts and when it ends, but an alcoholic is an alcoholic all the time. Or like they say, and I've heard in recovery, I've heard, once an alcoholic, always an alcoholic. That's never going to be any different, you guys. So don't have any hopes that someday you're going to be able to handle this thing. I use the analogy of alcohol to me is like a deadly cobra. I think of that cobra like, if he wants to, he can kill me. He can attack me. He could leap at me. He could, I don't know. I hear they blind your eyes. Well, if I'm wearing sunglasses, you can't do that. But that's what they do to their prey. They blind the eyes of the prey so they can't see. Kind of like what alcohol does. And then it comes in for the kill. And I used to think, well, I'm going to drink for the rest of my life, and I want to drink alcoholically for the rest of my life. But the end of that is death. They say the three things that awaits an alcoholic are jails, institutions, and death. And if you're an alcoholic, that's going to be your future. So nip it in the bud, defeat it now. Don't drink anymore, and give the problem to God. He's more than happy to take away that obsession. He's more than happy to take away the obsession to drink. So um, come to Him. Come to Him. My Lord, my God is Jesus, and I'm here to tell you that Jesus is my Savior. He's my life preserver. He's my helper. He's my friend. He's my everything. When I got a problem, I come right to the Lord, and He's there for me. He's there for me, and He'll be there for you too. You know, um, they used to say in the beginning, and I heard it all the time: higher power, higher power, higher power. I know they were talking about God. My higher power is God, and he's there. He's always there. You know, if I'm anywhere, God hears me. God hears me. I could be in the remotest place on earth. You know, Antarctica or whatever. God is there, and He will hear me. I could not. I could just think the thoughts to God, and He'll hear me. I used to wonder about that, and I think I always believed in God, because I used to like, be alone when I was little, and I would think certain things or say certain things, and I'd be like, I had this belief that God hears me. He really, really hears me, and wow, and He cares too. I mean, it's hard to find a person in the world that cares about you, but God does. God always cares. He hears and he cares. See, I'm a poet. Um, he hears and he cares. And yes, yes, sir. It's a lot easier when you have help. And if God is on your side, you have all the help you ever need. There's one scripture that says that God fights my battles. I really believe that. More than anything in the world, I believe that God fights my battles. And wow, that takes all the that takes all the freaking pressure off of me. It takes all the stress off of me. When I got a problem, I just bring it to him, and lo and behold, he takes the pressure off, and he will fight your battles, and he will protect you. You know. Once again, guys, love having you with me. It's a fantastic day. I hope you go ahead and have a fantastic day. Love you all, and God bless.